Okay, I'm going to give you a quick run through of my pedalboard, signal chain, and some short clips of some of these rare pedals. So first we start going out of my EGC into a Peterson Strobo Stomp tuner. Out of that we go into a mini slowly melting pedal by Evan, Skullservant, and Dirge. Out of that we go into this Dunlop mini volume pedal. Out of the mini volume pedal we come into this Socialist Junior from God City Instruments that was assembled, modded, and etched by Quinn at heathencraftfx. So the first stomp is the normal stomp build of the pedal. The second stomp he modded, so it maxes all of the values of the pedal and also adds a bass boost. Out of that we go into these HM2 variants that are right here, which is a Does It Doom Saw, a QMF Leviathan, which is a secret Nick Williams build. So this is a HM2 with MT2 mids and mid-frequency adjustment. Out of that we go into this God City Instruments Jugendtief, which is a bass OD focused on HM2 EQ flavors. Out of that we go into a personal project that myself, Nick Williams, and Russell at Acid Rain Pedalworks have been working on. Is a pedal called the Judas. There will be a few of them released, which will be a signature pedal if you have you of what I've been working on for the last couple of years. Out of that we go into a rehoused OG big box Dunwich modded HM2, which is etched and rehoused by Russell at Acid Rain Pedalworks. Out of that we go into the Wazacraft HM2. Out of that we go into a Dunwich Wraith M2. There's only 10 of them built. It is a Rat with HM2 EQ with 3 clipping options. Out of that we go into this Lament configuration, which is a MT2 with HM2 EQ. Out of that, another Lament configuration QMF built from Nicholas Williams, which is a super secret pedal that never came out for a signature artist that uses HM2 quite a bit. Is the most bass heavy HM2 variant clone that I have. Out of that we go into this Dunwich Series 1, which is Nick Williams from Dunwich emulation of a GT120 preamp in a pedal. It definitely sounds different than the DA120 that is next to it. It is more focused on low gain and has even more low end. Then we go into that modded DA120 overdrive from Dunwich Amplification, which is modded with a extra bass boost knob, which just adds a massive amount of low end. Out of that into this ampeg V4 preamp pedal. The circuit was built by Sam from SMB Amplification, and this was built and assembled and etched by Russell at Acid Rain Pedalworks. Out of that we go into this Baltimore Sonic Research Institute FCZ pedal, which is just this pure octave up FC2 crazy madness pedal. Out of there we go into this the King of Gear mini glitch, which you can set up to be momentary or latching, and have random glitch repeats or based on a time interval that you want. I have it set up to be latching and to be random repeats that I use while tuning. Out of that we come back down here to the higher gain preamps. This is a right hand of the Divine, a QMF build from Nicholas Williams, which is based off a range blaster that he has modified. That goes into this left hand of the Divine, which is a 3-knob fuzz that is my favorite 3-knob fuzz that I've ever played. Out of that into this 2203 preamp that Nicholas Williams from Dunwich Amplification built a long time ago for one of the guitar players in Bong Ripper. He had assembled this for me, and then Russell from Acid Rain etched the enclosure and I rehoused it. Out of that we go into this Absolute Unit by SMB Amplification that Quinn from heathencraftfx had etched and assembled for me, and it's just pure madness. Out of that we go into the modulation section of the board, which is a Mayor's Hedra with a favorite switch, with a toggle, so it is a mini, so I can keep all 4 favorites like on the big switch, but just save some space on my big board. Out of that into what is now a pink sky, which Evan from Dirge painted and engraved for me. I love it. It just looks nice to look at and does all the same things as the normal Strymon before it was painted. Out of that, go into the Eventide Space Pedal, which I use mainly for the Black Hole chorus and reverse settings. Out of that, we go into the Eventide Black Hole standalone pedal, which I use once again to mirror the same settings, or if I want to use the Black Hole patch on here and the reverb patch from the Space to get an insanely large ambient wash. And out of that into the Strymon Volante tape echo, and then out of that into this Twin City Class A amp switcher, an ABY box, some radial that goes out and goes into typically 2 Dean Costello amps, usually one being a Dean Costello Audio Templates and the other being a Dean Costello Audio 200 watt heavy metal warfare. My board is set up this way so in case anything were to go down live, I can pull a preamp version of that pedal out and use it into the effects return of any amplifier on stage, or into my own amplifier if something on this board decides not to work. I also use this board for personal jamming and for 2 other bands that I play in. One is named Orphaned and very HM2 heavy mid chaotic focused with an emphasis on noise as well, and then another band that is more focused on fuzz and low end overdrive. With having the Socialist Junior before everything, I can really focus on boosting the mids and everything, and then I usually run every pedal that I have here into one of these 4 preamps on the bottom to get different mid-range flavors. So enough talking. I will run through each one in order of my board, play a short clip so you can hear what it's like, and then I will put some modulation on everything. I know I can do a clip like this that lasts for hours and hours, but I just figured I'd put something together so everybody can hear what the board is like, and if anybody wants some more specific clips of something, please let me know in the comments. So here we go. So there's some clips of how things sound. I can run through and show you a couple of my favorite combinations and the difference between some of these pedals by themselves and then the pedals running into one of the higher gain preamps at the end. So typically I'll always run with this patch that I modified on this Pink Sky as reverb on all the time, which is pretty ambient, but pretty flat EQ-wise, so it just adds some wash to what I'm doing. My signal's also extremely hot, and I have a couple special tricks in here to make it sound different, but I'll run through a couple of my favorite sounds that I use in Orphaned with the HM2 pedals, and then a couple of my favorite sounds that I use in the other group that I am working on. So here we go. typically some of the sounds that I would use for Orphaned. And here's some sounds on the rest of the board. quick run through of signal chains, some sounds from it, and some sounds from the pedals. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot some messages over in the comments. Thanks for watching.